Our producer's Matt Morgan. Our sideline cinematographer is Jeff Trench. And joining me on the call, our color analyst, Ed Leonhardt. Well, it's game 10 for the Vikings as they take on the Avon Grove Red Devils. Vikings coming in at 7-2. We've had that Sally's game hanging over our heads for almost 2 weeks now, so it'll be good to get out there and play a new team. Avon Grove out of Chester County, Pennsylvania, comes in today at 8-5. Ed, I believe this is the first matchup between these two teams. I don't think Cape and Avon Grove have ever played, at least in boys lacrosse. I'm not familiar with the Chesmont Conference, but I know a lot of good lacrosse players come out of that area. What do you think we should expect?
Well, I think with Avon Grove, based on what I'm seeing from their team, they have a solid defense. It looks like most of their losses, they were able to control the game with their defense and keep the games close. I mean, they lost a lot of close games against some really good teams like Springfield, Delco. Had a close game against LaSalle College High. So it seems like the strength of their team is their defense, Bob.
That is some good competition. Springfield Delco, one of the better teams in the country for public schools, and that LaSalle team always gave us a bit of a problem when we played them, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They had a bit of a defense too, that LaSalle team. So we'll see what they have elsewhere, but I think we're going to have a really good and competitive game today.
First of 4 games for the Vikings this week. Big week for Cape Lacrosse. We've got an undefeated friend school coming here Monday at 4 o'clock. We go from playing the Red Devils to the Quakers. Bit of a change. Mason's at the stripe. And here we go. Ball's on the ground.
Nice check.
Being fought for. Good job, Brenner. Way to get in there. Brenner short comes up with it. Good hustle. He gets it across midfield.
Yeah, nice job on Mason.
Oh, ball's on the ground. Good check. Ball's up in the air. Who's got it? It's a scrum. Cape comes up with it.
Yeah, I think one thing Kate wants to do is try and get on them early, which will be tough after a long spring break.
Burke. Shot. Hits the post. Hey, we hit the post. That's the way to start it off.
Oh, boy.
Grant's bringing it in.
That was the warm-up shot.
There you go. Here comes Braddock.
It's like one of those things where now you know where the post is.
Yep, the other side.
Yep.
Ryan Morgan. Over to Evan. Evan comes off the pick.
Oh, this will work.
He thought about that pick and roll, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to roll over there for a second.
Braddock up top. Ryan going the other way. He's got space. Shot. Score. Ryan Morgan finds the net and breaks the ice for the Vikings. 10:40 left to go. First period. 1-0 Cape.
Now, what we saw on that play was Ryan bringing the shorty down to X, which is great. He's got to step on him here. Draws the slide. They do a switch, but then he comes to his weak side. He came to his right. The pole did. Freed up the left hand and made it pretty easy for Ryan to get a good shot on the doorstep.
Replays being brought to us by Monument Sotheby's International Realty. Mason comes up with that one. Nice win. Hutch, down to Ryan. Back over to Ryan. Evan over to Braddock, or over to Brenner. Here comes Braddock. Down to Grant. Ball's on the ground. And Avon Grove comes up with it. Goldie with the ball. Let's see how we do on the ride here. Ball back into the middle. Goldie looking. Gets a long pole. Gets Brooksy on him. Hutch on D. Good job. Back behind the cage at X. Avon Grove working the perimeter.
They have a couple of lefties out there, Bob. Number 7, number 3. Number 7's a committee.
Uh-oh. Hank goes down. Shot goes wide. Avon Grove keeps possession. Yeah, a little bit of rain coming down. A little shower here. Probably be off and on throughout the game. Eric on D. Shot! On the way down to the ground. Low and away, ties the game.
Yeah, Eric did a really nice job at X. He gave him a good hard redirect check, to get him to go the other direction. And then they brought the ball up. He has a good hold on it, and it's moving the stick. He's doing okay here. Then he goes for the back check, and then that opened it up.
Yep.
So, he could have held position a little bit longer maybe, but you got to worry about the official calling you for a hold on that.
Exactly.
It's kind of a little tricky right there. So I can see where he was in a difficult position.
Hutch comes up with the ground ball off the face-off. He's looking for somebody to help him. Kicks it down to Luke. Luke walking it up. Channing. Cross midfield. He's down to Ryan. Evan settling things down. He's got Braddock out there with him. He's down to Grant. Ryan's going to take it back behind the cage. He's got a shorty. Over to Braddock. Up top. Burke feeds into the middle. Shot and score. Finds Grant. Grant Conway makes it 2-1. 7:45 left to go, first period. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, Grant gets lost on the inside here. It looks like number 17 got caught in no man's land. He was hedging the slide, and they left Grant open. Great job recognizing the situation.
Nice assist from Burke. Mason back at the face-off stripe.
That's a scoop and go.
Hutch comes up with the ground ball. Good hustle, Hutch. Hank turns on the Jets, gets it across midfield. Down to Ryan. AJ over to Carter. Grant back to Burke. Burke's behind the cage. Kicks it out to Ryan. AJ back over to Carter. AJ's got the shorty. He goes left. Nothing there. Carter. He's going to take it behind the cage. He's got a shorty as well.
Good patience here.
Goes right. Shot. No angle. Goes wide. Cape there to run it out. Ryan's going to bring it in.
Yeah, he drew the slide, so he needs to look for that cutter.
Carter coming right. Draws a slide.
There it is up top. Head Tanner up top.
Ryan Morgan. Takes a shot. Score! Ryan with the second of the day.
looks like Carr just moves the ball out to the wing. This is just a muscle play.
Yeah.
You know, it really was. He got in the stick, cleared the stick, muscle, lean in, and let it go. Great shot.
Heck of a shot. Evan and Hutch on the wings. Mason back at the stripe.
It's a mini tank shot.
Oh, keep kicking it, keep kicking it. There you go, Mason. Get it out of there. Hutch down to Ryan. Another face-off win. Grant heading the other way. Evan and Brenner up top. Evan. Over to Braddock. Here comes Evan. He goes right. Kate being patient. Braddock. Up top to Evan. Coach Shroop sending out some direction. Here comes Grant. Ryan going the other way. Feeds down the middle. Just misses.
Good thought there.
Close one.
Yeah, it was a good thought by Ryan.
Yep.
What was interesting about that set was they pulled one of their better defensive poles out for Evan, and they had their LSM drop down and play the attack. So I found that to be pretty interesting. But certainly had a little bit of an opportunity there if they were able to make that connection for sure. Evan was wide open.
Cape on the ride. Ball across midfield. Let's hustle back.
All right, we're going into the zone here, Bob, matching up. A little matchup zone. I believe.
I don't know. Ed, I think we're man.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think we're man. Brooksy playing LSM. Nice, Brooks. There you go. Brooksy with the calls turnover. Evan dodging and diving on the ground. Brooks comes up with the ground ball. Feeds it down to Ryan.
Nice timing on that poach.
That was nice timing. Gets the turnover and the ground ball.
Yeah, they're putting poles on our midi. Pretty interesting.
Yep.
Middies with poles, so we're going to have a tackling with a shorty on it.
Pass it to the middle. Burke. In close. Evan with a shot and a score. Evan Burris rips the lower right-hand corner. 3:25 left to go. 4-1 Cape. Timeout by Avon Grove. Let's watch that again.
Yeah, we got Burke with a step on the short stick D midi that's came in. Burke has three steps on him. He draws the defense and dumps it down to Evan. Great shot.
This timeout brought to you by Benchmark Physical Therapy. Quality of care outcomes are 29% higher at Benchmark than the national average. That's because Benchmark's mission is to provide you with remarkable therapy experiences. Besides sports injury management, Benchmark also offers care for pre- and post-op joint replacement, pelvic health, vestibular health, including concussion protocol, even TMJ. Along with manual therapy, Benchmark also offers services such as dry needling and blood flow restriction. And they offer all of those services within 48 hours of your call. You can find them at benchmarkpt.com. Tonight's replays being brought to you by Monument Sotheby's International Realty Coastal Division. They've been sponsors of Cape Lacrosse for a few years now and have always had the best photography and videos of the Cape region on their website. Be sure to also check them out on social media, on both Facebook and Instagram. You'll be reminded of just what a beautiful area it is that we call home. And with over 80 licensed realtors on the team, Monument Sotheby's will make sure your home gets the attention it deserves. Okay, here we go.
Terrific start for us, Bob.
3:25, first period. 4-1 the count. Mason taking the face off. He's got Hutch out there with him. That ball goes backwards. And we're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, I believe Hutch was a little high with that check.
Okay. Yep, they're going to get Hutch on something here. What we got?
White, 34. White, 3-4. Illegal body check, defenseless player. That's 2 minutes. Non-releasable.
2 minutes locked in.
119.
Wow. Okay, 2-minute penalty. We're going to have to serve the full 2 minutes. 3:19 left to go.
That's going to be a tough penalty.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
We need Hutch. So, but as long as we work our spacing, keep our sticks up, close the crease, we'll be good. Watch 7.
Shot, score. You called it, Ed.
He's their shooter. Yeah, he's the outside shooter with the confidence to take that shot. He's got a little bit more heat on it than number 6. Number 6 an outside shooter too, but not quite like 7.
They moved the ball well in that man-up opportunity of theirs.
Yeah, we got to bounce back out to him. Can't get too caught up. Yeah, we got kind of caught up with a guy on the wing there. Drew 2 guys to him. We really got to keep a guy up top on number 7.
All right, Evan, our one wingman. Mason back out of the stripe. 4-2, 3:06 left to go first period.
There you go.
Get it, Mason.
Nicely.
Evan comes up with the ground ball. Big win.
That was great.
Big face-off win right there.
Yeah, that face-off guy went for a dump and run. And if you're going to do a dump and run, look at that.
Shot score! Woo! Evan Burris with the man down. Does it all by himself. 5-2 the score.
Run fast.
Run fast, shoot hard. That's what he did.
There's not much to say, but run fast.
Yeah. And just outruns everybody. Just outruns everybody. Look at all the red shirts behind him.
Outrun your defense right to the welcome mat. Evan was hungry. The dinner bell rang.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
feed me. Channing on the wing. Oh, that's going to be another Cape win.
Wow, that was huge for us. Huge for us. Especially man-down situation. Let's get a shorty on the field. Help Shannon out.
There you go, Channing. Good job.
Timeout by Cape.
Timeout, Cape. Let's talk about this a little bit in the man down. This timeout being brought to you by Coastal Towing, a longtime sponsor of Cape Lacrosse. Coastal Towing offers 24/7 towing and roadside assistance. They'll bring you gas if you run out. They'll fix your flat tire or jumpstart your car. They also offer lockout services for those times you can't get in your car. And, of course, they offer comprehensive repair and maintenance for any car or truck. Give them a call, 302-645-6300, and make sure your family has that number available in case of emergency. Coastal Towing.
Yeah, those were 2 big wins we got.
Those were 2 big face-off wins. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think we got that was really big. When they try and do that dump and run with a long pole, you just turn around with the long pole, scoop it, disrupt it, still keeps the ball on the ground.
So here we are playing Avon Grove today. We've got Friends, undefeated Friends, on Monday. Then we go up to Archmere, 4 o'clock on Thursday. Archmere has 1 loss, the Sallies. So it's a big week. And then back here Friday night for Smyrna.
And we own one without your Duncan.
Well, his little brother's on the team now.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he's a freshman. The youngest of the Duncans, still going through the Archmere system. Oh, flag down. Somebody got caught with a stick. What's the ref cam saying?
Big White, 1-8, deep pocket. That's 2 minutes, full time. White, 1-8, deep pocket.
Is it 2 or 3?
Minutes, full time.
Wow. Man, we are in penalty hell right here, guys. All right, so we're going to be playing 6-on-4. Luke, Eric, Brooksy, and Mason. Luke being aggressive like that.
Don't forget Trenchy. He's covering the ball, Bob.
Yep. Here comes a shot.
Yeah, he got really tight in that corner. That was a nice shot by Avon Grove.
5-3 the score, 2:24, which means there's about 5 seconds left on the penalty.
Yeah, they're moving the ball pretty well. Not much we can really do but try and get out to them. We're splitting 2 outside guys, and just got to get over to them a little bit quicker. Trying to get a stick in the hands.
Is that 5 seconds left on the penalty or a minute 5? Minute 5. Minute 5 left on the first penalty. Minute 42 on the second penalty. Nobody on the wings. Mason out there by himself. Ball gets kicked back. And we're back to 6-on-4.
Let's drop back in. Watch our spacing.
Cape down 2 men. 2 locked-in penalties.
That's a good rotate there, Bob.
Yep, that was good rotation. Ball down. Red Devils maintain control. Minute 42 left, first period. Here comes the shot. Trenchy got a piece of that one. It goes wide. Going to stay Avon Grove ball. 1:35, first period.
Rotate. Get there.
Ball's up top. All right, we're up 1 man. Now we're down, just down 1. 30 seconds left to go on the final penalty. We're playing 5-on-6, which is better than 4-on-6.
Good rotate. Good job.
Just under a minute to go.
Getting a little sluggish with our movements. Come on, boys. Stay with it.
Oh, nice, Luke. Way to keep that stick up in the passing lane. Sides are even.
Excellent. Way to go, defense.
All right.
Great hold on there. That was excellent.
About 30 seconds left to go, first period. Sides are even. 5-3 Cape. Good D, Eric. Under 10 seconds. There you go, Mace. Good job, Hank.
We got 2 over here.
Pass it to the middle, gets knocked down. Good job, Brooksy with the ground ball. And that's the end of the first period. Woo! Man, Ed, that could have been a lot worse than it was.
It could have been a lot worse, but we held up. We held up with 4-on-6. That was great.
5-3 after 1. 2 of those 3 came in man-down situations. Cape down 2 players for a good part of that period.
Just a minute and a half at most.
That first period was brought to you by One Call Services. One Call can handle it all. Whether it's new home construction, remodeling, additions, decks, sunrooms, porches, even handyman services, One Call will show up when they say they will. Are you thinking about a kitchen or bath remodel? Nothing builds value in your home faster than that. Take a look at One Call's website for inspiration. You can find them at onecallservices.biz. That's onecallservices.biz. Second period being brought to you by the La Vida Hospitality Group. Tonight at the Big Chill Surf Cantina, it's everyone's favorite reggae funk band, Soul Chase. The Crooked Hammock has started their Sunday brunch service with a new menu and online reservations. And tonight, the Big Chill Beach Club presents Sunset. Sunset slated for 7:48, and there's not a better place to catch it than overlooking the bay and the ocean. Visit LaVitaHospitality.com for menus and events for all their locations. All right, we're going to start the second period here. Sides are even. Mason at the stripe. Hutch and Evan on the wings. And Mason comes up with it. Great job, Mace.
Nice win. Nice win.
Hutch with the ball. Kicks it down to Ryan. Brenner behind the cage. Brenner spins left. Into the middle. Misses. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Good look.
Yeah, it was a very good look.
Brooksy out at LSM. Looks like Evan and Hank playing D middies. Long pass down to the corner. Pass across the middle. Shot and score. That was a nice pass. To a guy had the Jets turned on. That was a tough one.
Yeah, let's see what happened on that one there in the replay. It looks like he released down the middle of the field, and we didn't pick him up, obviously. And it looks like Hank is just a step or two behind him. We got to stay on our toes.
5-4 the count. We got a ball game. Brought to you by that replays brought to you by Monument Sotheby's International Realty Coastal Division. Avon Grove comes up with the face-off win for a minute, but there's a flag down. Are you kidding?
Kind of came down a little late.
Yeah, it was late. Cape with the ball. Whistle blows.
They're going to call it push for possession, I believe.
That was late. Refs are going to talk it over.
Okay, ball was good. There's no flag. Ball was loose. We're going red. The initial hit was
Yeah,
good.
I think they are pulling the flag, and they're just going to call it a push. Without possession, it's going to be Avon Grove ball.
Okay. Yeah, I think that first check loosened the ball, so the ball was loose, and then the second check was a push without possession, actually. That wasn't a penalty. I'm glad that those guys meet in the middle and discuss it.
Yep.
That's always good to see.
That is good to see.
Everybody has a different perspective on the field. It's nice that we have three officials here. Back in the day, of two officials on some of these games, it was really difficult for them to see everything.
Hank and Evan. Out at D midi. Ball's behind the cage. Up top, Evan on D.
Just giving you love.
Shot goes wide. Avon Grove maintains possession. Hutch on D. Good D. Luke comes down to help him out. That was nice.
I think Luke was coming down to double.
They got rid of it. Mason. Shot goes high. Ed, now we're in the zone.
For some reason, you're not.
Ball behind the cage. Where's his help? Trenchy with the save. Eric with the ground ball. Lots of red jerseys. He dumps it off. Evan picks it up. Cross midfield. Burke. Braddock. Brenner. Brenner with the shot and the score. 9:27 left to go. Second period.
It started with defense, Bob.
That did start with defense. You're right. Nice save.
Great save. And you see Eric came through a couple of hard checks, got the ball out to Evan. Evan running the field, over to Burke. Burke finds Brenner for a great jump shot.
That was a great jump shot.
And we're seeing what Burke can do. I mean, he can do more than just dodge from X.
Right, right.
He can distribute the ball
He
really well.
He sees what's going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
Another Monument Sotheby's instant replay. Channing taking the face-off. Get there. Kicks it back. Channing comes up with it. Nice job.
Nice
Then
win.
Burke, that was a big win. Burke, ball's on the ground. Avon Grove, cross midfield.
Ball goes out.
That's going to be white ball. I think Brooksy might have gotten his stick in there a little bit on that one.
Well, keep the hands down. The hands are down. You can't lift them up to catch the ball, right?
Brenner. Cross midfield. Evan down to Ryan. We got AJ out there at midi. Evan. Back to Burke. Coming the other way. Braddock.
Let's move the ball over here to Ryan.
Yep.
Let him work on the shorty.
AJ's got the other shorty. Brenner. Looking for something to the right. Nothing there. Kicks it off to Ryan. Ryan coming left. Looking. Nothing there. Over to Evan. Evan coming hard. Takes a shot. Kick save and a beauty.
Yeah, that was. Nice little lefty shot from Evan there. That was a good shot. Taking what they're giving him, you know?
Yep, exactly. Ryan back behind the cage. Shot, score.
Beautiful.
Man, Ryan was a step over GLE when he turned the corner on that one.
See, this is a situation where you don't need to see the goal.
You
to
know it's
score a
there.
goal.
You know it's there.
You know, this is the backyard ball.
Let's see what we got here.
He's got tied up with the short stick at X, which we wanted this matchup here, and he doesn't even see the goal. It just buries it.
I think it's a hat trick for Ryan.
Great shot.
Replay brought to us by Monument Sotheby's International Realty. Mason back at the stripe. Hutch and Channing on the wings. Mason. Good job, Mace. Kicks it out of there. Ryan. Up top to Channing. Channing's going to settle it down.
These face-off wins are really paying off for us, Bob.
Sure is. Making a big difference. Considering the amount of penalty time, Ed, we need these face-off wins. Grant retied his stick. He's back out there. Here comes Ryan. Feed into the middle. Shot!
Oh.
Carter. Nice shot.
Nice
Saved
kick.
by the goalie. Who's going to come up with it? I think it's
That's
Braddock.
Big win.
Nice, Braddock.
Another kick save by that goalie.
Yeah,
by the way, Bob.
yeah.
Sometimes your feet are better than your hands. So let's try it up top, maybe. Up top shot.
They've got a shorty on Ryan again.
Yeah, they want Ryan to have a big day.
Shot!
Oh, okay.
Saved by the goalie.
Not a bad look by Ryan.
Cross midfield. Good ball movement. Deflected. Over top the cage. Good defense on the transition there. We were down a man on the transition. Way to move their feet. Hutch.
Good push.
Channing and Hank. Brooksy as our D middies. Good job, Channing.
Nice
Get
help.
some help with Hank. Nice.
Excellent switch there, boys.
Back behind the cage. Good D.
Nice push there.
Nice. Yep.
Use that chicken wing. Get that chicken wing push out there.
Up.
Oh. That was nicely done by number 13. He just powered his way in there, and we got to, we were chasing stick.
Yeah,
that was the
it.
unfortunate truth, is chasing stick, and he was just determined to get in there. A credit to him. Bit of a half-hearted slide there, so we need to really step into that.
7-5 the count. 5:15 left to go, second period. I see the girls' players are back. They had Archmere today. It was 10-2 the last I heard. I don't know what the final was, but we'll get that score for you. It's going to be white ball.
Yeah, I think Brenner got pushed in the back without possession.
Brenner with the ball.
Now Grant has a shorty on him. It's really interesting that they're pulling some of their poles out for our middies.
Good catch by Braddock right there. Brenner's got a shorty. Over to Evan. Working that two-man game.
Yeah, they're not stepping out to Brenner. That long pole isn't. They're not switching.
Shot! Goes wide.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to do, have Brenner work on him.
Braddock brings it in. Burke, turn in the corner. Ooh, that shot bounces off number 15's chest. Goes wide. It's going to stay Cape ball.
Yeah, it's one of those shielded shots where the goalie can't really see the ball because he's shooting behind a defender like that.
Brenner. Sets a pick. Ryan coming the other way. Braddock comes right. Turns left. Evan over to Brenner.
Yeah, they switched the long pole on to Ryan Morgan.
Yeah.
He's had a few goals today.
Here comes Evan. Or here comes Brenner. Feeds up top.
Wow.
Bouncer goes in. Braddock Smith goes top shelf on the bouncer.
Beauty, eh? That was a great cut by Braddock. And, we're operating, was it Brenner who was operating at X there?
Yep.
And he just caught the defender sleeping. They didn't pick up the cut right through the middle.
Right there. Boom.
Nice shot.
That's a Monument Sotheby's instant replay. Channing and Hutch on the wings. Mason back at stripe. Avon Grove comes up with it, but ooh.
Nice save by the
goalie.
goalie.
That was a big catch by the goalie. Timeout. Timeout, Avon Grove. 3:12 left to go. 8-5, Cape the score.
Yeah, I like that we got a 3-goal lead here, Bob. We're not playing their game. They want to play a low-scoring game. So great to have a +3 here.
Cape boys trying to make a little comeback against Lazy Animal in baseball. They were down 10-2 at the end of the first, or 8-2 at the end of the first inning. It is now 13-9.
Wow.
In the seventh, top of the seventh. We'll keep an eye on that score. Timeout being brought to you by Century Engineering, our oldest sponsor, Century Engineering. And we thank them for their years of support. Now part of the Kleinfelder Group, Century Engineering offers a one-stop solution for all of your company's engineering needs. And while Century is best known for highway design, they also have access to support from around the country in every engineering specialty. We're proud to call Century Engineering our friends and supporters. Okay, we're at 3:12 left, 8-5 to count. Avon Grove with the ball. Sides are even. Cape's going to come out, playing a little zone here. And here we go.
Yeah, I'm glad we're working this in too, Bob. This is
up top. Pass in the middle. Misses. Cape ball.
that goes our way.
Grant Conway. Or was that Ryan?
Ryan Morgan.
That
Yep.
was Ryan. Yep. AJ with the ball. Carter out there with him. Hank. Down to Braddock. Back up to Hank. Hank's going to take it behind. 2:12.
He's got a short stick on him.
Yep. He's coming right. Draws a long pole. Puts the ball on the ground. Trip. No.
He's going to call a hold.
Yep. White ball. Burke. Back behind the cage. Ryan.
We got Tanner in.
Yep. Carter with the ball. Flips it over to Tanner. Carter over to AJ.
And we got to get Braddock the ball and work on this shorty that's covering him.
Mm-hmm. Comes left.
Nice move.
Carter. Got a shorty. Feeds. Braddock. Here comes a shot. Oh, good save. Good take, but a good save.
Yeah, he's on the stick side, trying to hit that left corner.
Ball's across midfield. Hutch on D. Good job, Hutch.
Good push.
He got that ball in. Was that a one-handed shot?
Nah, it almost looked like it deflected off of Trenchy's leg. Trenchy was trying to seal the post there, but let's try and take a closer look at it. Jake's splitting the two guys, broke down well, playing great defense that he does, and he just snuck it in there. Yeah, Trenchy thought he was going right, and he shot it right in the gap there in the left.
Well.
Or,
Mason back on the stripe. Hutch and Evan with him.
nice job. He lifted him off the ball there. A hold.
Going to be red ball.
Yeah, it's a tactic of a long pole. Lift him off the ball and then kick it, move it, create a ground ball situation. Good switch. Be ready to help here. There's a good double opportunity.
There it comes. Switch again.
Nice job, Evan.
Where's his help? This kid's going to shoot.
Oh.
Feet up top, but it misses. Hutch with the ground ball. Whistle. Looks like they're going to call a slash here.
White. Nice. Slash. 1 minute. White. Nice. Slash. 1 minute.
1 minute penalty. 8.6 seconds left to go in the first half. I think they're probably just going to hold it.
that
take
makes
possession.
sense.
Yeah, take possession in the second half without a face-off.
Unless we can get it from them.
Yeah. And that's the end of the first half. After one, Cape 8, Avon Grove 6. Ed, penalties are causing us a few problems here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 2 goals earlier on penalties, and then we're going to see how our man-down defense does here in the next half.
Halftime show being brought to you by First Aid Orthopedics. First Aid Orthopedics has offices from Newark to Millsboro. Locally, their Southern Division headquarters right across the street here from the high school. They also have First Aid Imaging Center there for your convenience. And speaking of convenience, soon you'll be able to schedule your appointments online. First Aid Orthopedics offers care for the entire body, including hands, feet and ankles, shoulders, hips, spine, and pain management. But they're best known in our circles for sports medicine. Give them a call, 302-644-3312 for an appointment. Halftime also brought to you by Jack Lingo Realtors. The biggest name in local real estate is Jack Lingo Realtors. Jack Lingo agents list many of the most desirable and exclusive properties on the market. So whether you're buying or selling, you can find what you're looking for at jacklingo.com. If you're a real estate investor or looking for that first investment opportunity, be sure to discuss your portfolio with the experts at Jack Lingo Asset Management. That's jacklingo.com. We'll be back for the second half in just a couple of minutes. We're back for the second half. Cape's going to be man down. 1 minute slash, and we did about 9 seconds of that.
47 seconds. 47? I'll tell you 40. I'll give you. You want 40? 40 is now.
40 seconds left to go in the penalty. Shot. Trenchy with a save. Fighting for it in the middle.
Trenchy's got it.
No.
Ooh.
Gets kicked out of there.
That was the goalie interference.
Yeah, goalie interference.
Trenchy had the ball, and the Avon Grove guy hit his stick.
All right. Cape with the ball.
Good
Here
call.
comes Evan.
Good call by the officials.
Evan cross midfield. Still man down. About 10 more seconds.
Nice save by Trenchy, eh?
Yeah, that was a nice save. Timely. Braddock on the field. Sides are even. Braddock with the ball. Coming right.
He's trying to crowbar him.
Mm-hmm. Back behind the cage to Burke.
That little maneuver by the short stick D middies to get their stick in the armpit and then shift the shoulders and then push the guy over. It's kind of devastating when you see it.
Can lead to a hold penalty pretty easily. Shot!
That is true.
Goes wide.
Yep.
Goalie ball.
Oh.
Avon Grove. Here they come. Goalie with the ball. Burke on the ride. Cleared the other way. Here comes Ryan. Cross midfield.
Doubling in the corner.
That pass goes high and away.
Nice job by Cape doubling in the corner. I really like that. They saw the Avon Grove guys were moving the ball up the field along the sidelines, and they double up in the top corner.
Eric brings it across midfield. He's down to Ryan. Here comes Grant. Brenner settles it down. Waits for Braddock to come out. Over to Evan. Brenner comes right. Swims. Ball gets kicked out. Braddock there to pick it up. Good job, Braddock.
That was an Avon Grove kick and pick up by Braddock.
Braddock going left.
Got a lot to look at.
Shots. Or Braddock gets a second on the day.
Beauty. This is a combination of speed, a little bit less speed, and speed again. You know, he turned it on, turned it off, turned it on, turned it off, and then shot in the corner. Yeah, he drops it down. He's got a shorty on him, beats him, turns it on, turns it off. Oh, I'm not going in. Now I'm going in.
Nice.
Nicely done. Braddock changes speeds so well.
Monument Sotheby's, instant replay. 9-6, 9:02 left to go, third period.
That's
Movement on red. Going to be Cape ball. Here comes Channing. Over to Ryan. Oh, that one gets away from Grant.
through the wicket. Sorry about that. That was a baseball reference. Ooh.
Uh-oh. There we
Oh!
go. Trenchy! What a save!
Oh, my God. Wow, the Red Devils.
What a save!
The Red Devils threw a dart to one of their attackmen, trying to catch us in our 10-man ride, Trenchy's retreating and makes a diving save, a beautiful diving save.
That was crazy. Hank.
Ooh.
Shot.
Nice
Score. Hank finds Burke. Burke finds the net.
Not too bad for a short stick D midi. Huh?
No, that was a nice move.
Nice.
That was a nice assist.
What you had Hank Speed on the clear. He's got a short stick D midi on him, and he gets the corner on him right there where he turns it on, and then Burke just edges, perfect, right in the lower corner.
Good instant replay work there, Matt. Well done.
I got Mason's highlight too.
Oh, did you get Mason's? Nice. We'll be watching that shortly.
Yeah, it's good to be at home field here, Bob.
Yes, it is. Avon Grove with the face-off win.
Ooh.
Eric on D. There we go.
Good double.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Luke. Well done, Luke.
Attackman turns his back, and Luke jumps on it. Ball's across midfield.
Hit Burke.
Burke with a shot.
Ooh.
Ooh, big save. Big save.
Okay, we got to get everybody back. Nice save. It's good to see Cape doing some transition there. That was not a bad shot at all.
No, we'll take that. Avon Grove's going to settle it down, wait for their offense to catch up. Evan, Hank, and Brooksy playing D midi. Uh-oh.
Got to recover.
Good job.
Good help, Hank.
That shot goes wide. Pass in the middle. Hits the post.
We got a lot of posts here, Bob.
Evan comes up with it. He's across midfield.
Yeah, the Devil's in the post, Bob. We're playing the Red Devils, by the way.
They're like, what is it with the post at this school?
He hates these posts.
Stay away from the post. All right. Brenner settling things down. Here comes Braddock.
So we're getting AJ in.
Yep. Give Evan a chance to catch a breather.
It's over to Ryan.
Giving AJ a little space here.
Yeah, looks like they got a substitute D middies in here.
Nice move to the left. He turns the corner on him. He gets a shot off.
Nice.
A little high. Nice work in there, though, AJ.
It really was. He ran away from the slide. The short stick D midi who dropped off and tried to cover someone else wasn't there.
Burke coming to the right, feeds into the middle. He's got Braddock.
Ooh.
Nice save by the goalie. Braddock was right at the doorstep.
Good assist by Burke.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a little bit difficult. Braddock wasn't giving up going right, and that's one of their better defenders there.
Long clearing pass. They come up with gets rid of it before he goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
And Hutch comes up with it.
Glad Hutch got that. That could have been called a shot on goal.
Yeah. Wouldn't have that been something? Yeah.
It's good that Evan's getting a breather. Hank's getting a breather. AJ and Carter in.
Burke up to AJ. Feeds down to Brenner with the shot and the score.
Yeah, that was happening there.
Brenner with the big step down.
Yeah, they basically what happened was they had drawn the slide. Then the second slide happened, but there was never a third slide over to Brenner. And that left Brenner wide open for a step down, short distance. Here comes the slide. Short stick recovers back, picks up the other, and then no one rolls over to Brenner.
Monument Sotheby's, International Realty, instant replay.
Beautiful shot.
Mason at the stripe. Hutch and Channing with him. Ball's on the ground.
Nice kick.
Kicks it out of there. Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Channing comes up with it. Over to Trenchy. He's got Hank. Hank gets across midfield.
Yeah, keep that stick in tight, Hank.
Yep.
Keep it in tight. He's digging.
There we go. Ryan with the ball. He's up Channing.
Nice job, Hank.
Hank's been turning on the Jets today. He's been running hard. Running with authority. Passing to the middle. Ryan! Ooh, goes a little high. Low to high, a little too high.
You know what that was, Bob? That was a give and go.
That was a give and go.
I like that.
Burke bringing it in. Turn in the corner. Comes back the other way. Feed.
Ooh.
Shot. Score!
Wow.
Grant Conway with his second of the day.
What a nice cut by Grant on that one. And Burke doing everything that he can do. I mean,
Yeah.
he can score 6, he can score 5, he can get 5 assists, 6 assists. I mean, you name it, he can do it. And what a nice cut by Grant. He influences him high, drops back, gives himself some separation, finds Grant. And Grant can catch the ball, right?
I mean, that's where Grant lives, right? That
Yeah.
is Grant's space right in front.
He's got that cloak of invisibility
He
right
does.
there in front,
Right.
you know?
And what a nice pass.
That was a beautiful pass, yeah, and great catch too. I mean, you know, Grant's hands are terrific down there. He doesn't short arm things. You know, if you throw it into his direction, he's going for the ball.
Evan taking it behind the cage. Here he comes. Good D. Evan maintains possession. Brenner up top. Braddock setting a pick. Back behind the cage. Pass gets knocked down. Goes out of bounds. Going to stay Cape ball. 2:32. 2:32 left to go. Burke's going to bring it in. Braddock. Over to Ryan. Come the other way. Brenner. Back to Ryan. Ryan winds up, takes a shot, and a score. Number 4 for Ryan Morgan on the day.
Beautiful.
13-6 the count. Just over 2 minutes left to go, third period.
A little bit of confusion with the Red Devils, Bob. You can see where they had 2 poles sliding over. Who was that? To Braddock or Brenner? 2 poles sliding to him.
Yeah, look at that. A
You got
lot of red
three-
shirts over there.
You know, three guys are covering you.
Somebody's going to be open. Mm-hmm. And a timeout on the field. Avon Grove calls timeout. They need to figure things out here. 2:02 left to go, third period. 13-6 the count. This third period being brought to you by the Trident Training Club. You know, Trident Training is not just for our local athletes. There are adult classes as early as 6 a.m. and running throughout the day and evening. But athletic training is a big part of what Trident does. Many of our lacrosse players trained there in the preseason and had fantastic results. If you have a young athlete in your family who's looking to take that next step, follow Trident on Instagram at Trident Lewis. You'll see what's happening there, and you'll want to be a part of it. You can also find them at TridentLewis.com. Trident Training Club.
Well, I kind of like where we are, Bob. This is a 7-goal lead. You know, one thing I didn't really realize about the Red Devils, I think they're not as deep as Cape, and as far as the depth of the team and the players, they haven't been able to go to the benches easily as we have been, and have your bench players or your second line, your third line step up and play great for you.
Yeah, not as many red jerseys over there as there are white jerseys, is there?
Yeah, that's true. We'd rather have Vikings than Red Devils running around the field,
That's what we've been saying. Channing at the stripe. Mason and Evan on the wings.
That was a good win for them.
Yeah, that was a good win for them.
Oh,
Mason.
Nice hands.
Mason Jack goes a backhanded interception. He's got Channing. Luke cross midfield. Down to Ryan. Grant behind the cage.
Step in, Ryan. They're letting him have it.
Evan's going to settle it down. Let Luke get back on defense.
Looks like they're zoning up some there, Bob. The
Yeah,
Red Devils
you're
are.
right. You're right. They are in the zone.
Yeah. And, considering how many times we've had the ball on offense, it's probably their defense is getting a little tired.
Yep. Up top to Brenner. He gets a little space, takes a shot. Nice save. Grant Conway closest to it. Grant's going to bring it in. Under a minute left to go, third period. Ryan with the ball. Over to Braddock. Good ball movement up top. Brenner. Nice save by the goalie. He's out of the cage. Gets it out of there. Ball's across midfield. There's Hutch. Putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah, he ran into a little bit of a wall there.
Stay with it. Stay with it. There you go, Hutch.
Well done.
Cross to Eric. Something's going on. What happened out there?
Do we have a flag down? Yes, we have a flag
There
down,
is
it
a
looks
flag
like.
down.
1 minute, white
But
10 slash 1
Poland
minute.
don't be catching balls. Nolan be catching.
All right.
Now,
Going to be a 1 minute slash. Looks like they're going to get Brenner for that one.
Oh, I think it.
Yep.
10.
Yep. Now they're
Well, we got
there's
both.
Evan. Yeah.
Well, those guys like doing that two-man thing so much, they're going to
They're
hang out in the
gonna-
box together.
They're going to take the penalty together. 1 minute penalty.
Maybe Brenner will set a pick on the coach, so for Evan.
19 seconds left in the third period. Pass up top. Here comes the shot.
Ooh,
Goes wide. 6.5 seconds left. Ed, do you just sit on it?
yeah, I would expect they would. Yeah, he's holding
Yep,
it.
he's
yeah,
holding it.
coach has gotten in control of things now. They're a well-coached team, Bob. I mean, I think maybe they should have switched to the zone a little earlier, probably, because their poles were definitely getting tired in this third period.
At the end of 3, Cape 13, Avon Grove 6. That third period was brought to you by Raymond E. Williams Plumbing. Established in 2009, Raymond E. Williams Plumbing is a trusted plumbing company built on integrity. They serve Delaware and the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Having completed countless residential and commercial projects for over 15 years, they've got the expertise to get the job done right the first time. Raymond E. Williams Plumbing prides itself on honest customer service and strives to differentiate themselves by offering fast, affordable service. You can find them at rewinc.com. rewinc.com. Fourth period being brought to us by Eric Blondin Insurance. Eric Blondin Insurance is your local State Farm connection. Check out Eric's website, surfsidecoverage.com, for your auto, homeowners, renters, business, life, and health insurance needs. Besides insurance, Eric also offers financial services like banking, mutual funds, and annuities. You can get quotes, file claims, or get assistance 24/7 at surfsidecoverage.com. Like a good neighbor, Eric Blondin Insurance is there. All right, so Ed, because of the penalty, we're going to start the fourth period, man down, Avon Grove possession, no face-off. 42 seconds left to go on the penalty.
So we got Mason Jack out there, Luke, Eric, Uff, Channing.
Yep.
And our favorite number 1, who's covering the ball.
Here we go. Ball behind the cage. Mason comes up. Got him spread out a little bit here.
Yeah. Now they're
Here
setting
comes
up.
the shot.
Yeah, they're setting up for that.
Trenchy.
Setting up for that step in for number 7. He is probably their best outside shooter. Even though number 6 was threatening, they still wanted to rotate the ball over number 7.
Trenchy comes out of the cage, wins the race to the ball. Channing. Cross midfield. Sides are even. Brenner going to take it behind the cage.
He's got a short stick covering him.
Evan, well rested. Over to Braddock.
You got 2 short sticks. We're going to do a little 2-man game.
Braddock sets up the pick.
You got it.
Here comes Ryan. Shot goes wide. Good defense. Flag down. I think they're going to say he went a little high on that one.
Yeah, hopefully Ryan's okay. It was a little,
Yeah,
bit, of,
he
a
gets
little bit
up.
of an awkward fall, you know?
Gets up under his own power. Cape's going to be man up. We haven't seen much of that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that might be the first time today.
Cross check, 1 minute, next line.
Yes.
All right. 1 minute locked in for the cross check. Ball's up top with Grant. Hank feeds into the middle. Oh, what a nice pass, Hank. Sees Burke streaking across, has a little bit of window to get it in there. Finds the hole. Burke with a great finish.
Beautiful pass. You got Hank up,
14-6.
you got Hank up top. And Burke borrowed Grant's.
Look at that.
He borrowed his cloak of invisibility.
Yeah, look at that.
There it is.
Nobody
Boom.
there. Boom.
Yeah, he snuck in behind the defense. They were pressing out pretty high, looking for our outside shooters, and we snuck in behind them.
Monument Sotheby's bringing us our instant replays.
Still man down.
So we are still man up for another 50 seconds. We didn't waste any time on that one. Mason at the stripe. Ball gets kicked back. I think Mason scooches it over.
Okay, a little communication
Yep.
there.
Yeah. He and Eric on the man ball. That worked.
That was one of those, you take it, I got it, you take it.
Ryan behind the cage. $20 seconds left to go on the penalty.
Yeah, they want to move it now while they got the time. Got Hank up top again.
Feed into the middle. Lots of defense there.
Yeah, they collapsed on
Brenner
him pretty
comes
good.
up with it.
They collapsed on him pretty good there, Bob. Yep.
Sides are even. Shot. Just a little wide. Braddock's going to bring it in.
Ooh,
Grant has it. Flag down. Cape's going to go man up again.
Looks like that was on the check there, Bob.
Let's see what
Illegal
we got.
body check probably is what we're looking at. Like I said earlier, Grant doesn't score. He had that caught if it wasn't for that body check.
Was that a 30-second hold, man? 30-second hold.
Okay.
12.
All right, 30 seconds on the penalty. 9:15 left to go in the game. 14-6 the count. Hank, back up top, Brenner. Burke looking. Sides are even. Ryan, nice move. Up top. Flag down. I think it's going to be another illegal check.
Red 5, unnecessary, 1 minute. Red 5, necessary, 1 minute.
Unnecessary.
Okay, I missed that one. That wasn't on ball. That was after the pass, I think, Bob. So looks like Red Devils getting a little frustrated. I mean, they had
You're
some.
right.
They came into this game with 3 close games that they lost. So they're just having a little bit of frustration right now.
They keep going after Grant, which, if you know Grant, makes sense, right? I mean, he's, I've wanted to hit Grant.
if you could catch him, Bob, right?
Yeah, that ain't happening. Hank. Over to Grant. Hank tries to draw some pound. Oh, nice shot. Big save.
Yeah, it may not have been in the exact location that Brenner wanted to shoot that.
No, it was a little high.
Yeah. A little high, a little stick side.
Avon Grove with the ball.
Nice
Good
job.
hustle, Luke.
Nice job tracking him, Luke. He was right on him.
Yep.
Even.
Sides are even. All right. 7:20 left to go in the game. 14-6 the count. Brenner, Hank, Brooksy out of D-Mitty. Shot. That bounce off a Hutch.
Right off the helmet. Helmet check.
He wasn't going to be president anyway. He'll be fine.
Yeah, the Red Devils just look a little sluggish right now. Late in the game, a humid day. I think they're running out a little bit of steam, but our defense has to stay on their toes and keep it tight. Really quite proud of our offense today, Bob. Our offense did a terrific job being patient against a pretty decent defense here with the Red Devils.
Some fantastic passing.
Yeah.
Inside, in the guys open on the crease, moving targets, and we found them. There you go, Brooksy. Good job. Shot gets off, but nowhere near the net. And Hutch runs it out.
Hutch is good for that.
Hutch has still got a little spark in his step late in the game. He's got Brenner right at midfield.
Yeah, Red Devils are a little bit late getting their defense together there.
Burke. Spins right. Tanner over to Carter.
Looks like they're going back to man.
Carter over to AJ. Carter fakes a pass. Skip pass back to Burke. AJ thinks about it for a second.
Yeah, good job moving the ball there.
Here comes Carter. Tanner sets pick. Here comes Tanner.
Nice grab.
Yep, AJ up top. Goes up high for it. Shot. A little wide. Burke there to catch it. Oh, there's a good look.
Nicely done.
Nice pass by Carter. Finds Braddock on the cut. Hey, is that 3 for Braddock today?
I believe it is. And a lot of all three of them look very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this wasn't a dodge, but 2 of the 3 look very similar. And Braddock's been a little bit open inside there. I was wondering if they were going to try and get the ball to him inside. Nice cut, and he just beat him to the beat the goalie to that spot.
15-6. Now the count. 4:12 left to go in the game. Mason taking the face off.
Hey, working that middle is a family thing, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Between Grant and Braddock there.
Yep. There we go. Mason with the face-off win. Back to Channing.
Yeah, that's been huge for us today too, Bob. The face-off wins.
Yeah, that has been a big part of it.
Getting our guys. And this is the depth of the team. With our midi lines and attackmen here.
Carter over to AJ.
Looks like they
AJ
had
coming left.
their first line short stick D middies are in.
Oh, AJ finds the corner of the goal. Makes it 16-6.
Yeah, that, as I was saying, that was their first line defensive middies that started the game, and that's probably their best short stick D middies that he turned and shot on. It just takes a little bit of space. He rolls it back. There's no help, and then wide open.
Boom. The Monument Sotheby's International Realty Replay.
I think the goalie felt like he could have gotten that one, but he didn't. Yep.
Looks like Marshall's going to take this face off.
You're good. 12.
Channing and Tate on the wings. Stay with it, Marshall. There you go.
Nice check.
There we go. Channing comes up with it.
Way to keep the ball alive there. Nice job by Marshall. Come on now. Got to have Trenchy move the ball.
I think that's Ty bringing it up. He's got Eric.
There you go. Good job, Eric. Recognizing you got a pole on you.
Gets it out of there to Channing.
Yeah, the LSM's had a couple of takeaways this game for the Red Devils.
Tanner with the ball.
Oh.
Nope, stay with him.
Hey.
Out of bounds.
Ah.
Avon Grove ball.
And 2:52 left.
We are back Monday at 4. Big game. Undefeated Friends.
Yeah, they played us closely last year. That was a pole shot.
Yeah, it's a pole shot. It missed.
Mm-hmm.
Good hustle.
Yeah, I believe it was a 1-goal game against Friends last year.
In overtime.
Yep, in OT.
This will be a game. It's also youth night and Scott Brosey night. So if you've got youth players at home, put their team jersey on them. Bring them on out here. Here comes a shot. Oh, nice save. Is that Patrick? Or is that Trenchy still in there?
Is Trenchy still in there? Yep.
Yep.
Nice
Hutch
save.
with the ball.
Yeah, we almost got burned on a give and go there, Bob. That was a tough pass there.
Oh, look at that. Who was that? Was that Patchy?
I think it was Patchy, yeah.
I think it was Patchy. Picking up the trash, putting it in the cage.
Yeah, exactly.
17-6.
We got the back half of that shot on our replay. But, basically hanging out on the crease, looking for something to do, and the ball pops up. Right, Bob?
Might as well grab it and put it in the cage. Monday, also Scott Brosey night. We celebrate the memory of Scott every year. A former Cape player was lost to us a couple years ago at a traffic accident. He also played at Del Tech and Wesley College along with the Starboard team. We remember Scott every year, but we also use that game to help raise money for a scholarship, memorial scholarship in Scott's name. It's given every year to a senior. Cello with the ball across midfield. Nice catch.
Mm-hmm. And Tate had a nice check off the face-off to get Cape the possession there.
Very good. Friday night against Smyrna, senior night. We'll recognize the 9 seniors on this team. Oh, nice try. Hit the post.
Hit the post.
Shot a little wide.
A nice job by the goalie there.
Mm-hmm. Let's hustle back. Ball's on the ground.
Okay, we got our defense setting up here.
Kyle on D. Cello down in the corner. Turnover of some type there, Ed. I'm not sure what that one was all about. 45 seconds left to go. Calling him on a ward, okay. Oh, ball's out of bounds. I think that's going to be red ball. Fourth quarter was brought to you by Quality Care Homes of Delaware. Kitchens are the heart of any home and the most valuable part of your big investment. Quality Care Homes specializes in giving your kitchen the biggest bang for your buck. Whether it's creating an open concept, applying eco-conscious materials and appliances, or adding smart technology, Quality Care Homes is your one-stop for the kitchen you've always dreamed of. Make your home picture perfect. QualityCareHomesDE.com. 40 seconds
Before he got pushed out.
left to go. Good timeout by the Cape coaches. Got that called in before we went out of bounds.
Saving possession.
Saved the possession.
What? But he was getting pushed out of bounds. We wanted to keep possession. Got it.
Okay, what we got here?
Hey, man. I'll put in for that thing. I'll be your administrator.
Got a new goalie in here, Bob.
I'm really good.
Yeah.
Patrick Little.
Patrick Little coming in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall with the ball. He's being double teamed. Over to David. That one goes a little high. The
Nice.
pop there to pick it up.
Nice pickup, Pop.
Yep. He's got Marshall. Over to Kyle.
Nice job running away from that double.
Mm-hmm.
You got to recognize it and run away from it.
Kyle gets out of trouble.
Good rollout.
Good rollout. Ball's down.
Is that a timeout again by the Red Devils?
No, I think
It's a push.
I think it was a push. Yeah. Oh, the goalie comes out.
Goalies are part of the defense. Oh, he
Puts the ball
nice
on the
check.
ground. Nice check by the goalie. He
Yep.
comes up with it. Pass a little behind. And that is the end of the game. Your final score: Cape Henlopen 17, Avon Grove Red Devils 6. We will be back Monday, 4 o'clock. A 4 o'clock, a businessman special, Ed.
I see that. Bring your dinner. Bring your dinner.
Bring your no concession stand dinner.
Oh, what's going to be the on the menu for the concession stand, Bob?
Duck à l'orange is the special Monday in the concession stand.